What's up, everybody? On a Saturday night, we have 16 people in here already. Sorry for the late night notice. I just wanted to talk, get some things off my chest. Yeah. Anyway, where to get? Why so pissed? Sober Elvis. Were you previously drunk, Elvis? Like active alcoholic, suffering from alcoholism, Elvis? I actually like that. What up, Cam? Mark Riley, Brian, Alexandre. Good evening. Howdy. Yo. Ooh, we got 125 people. Why are you pissed? Okay, I'm going to read some shout outs and then we'll get into that. Hey from Mexico City. Hello. A friend down south. I would love to go to Mexico City. Oh, not drunk? Pissed? Yeah, I don't drink actually, so yeah. Yes. Touch the doll where chai. That's actually hilariously funny. And I needed that today. Very good. Very good. Mark Riley, $4.99, right out of the gate. Getting super chats. Very nice of you. Very, very nice. Dust Bowl, Kansas, just south of Nebraska. Greetings from Baghdad. Holy crap. Wait a minute. Is that Twisted Sister logo? Tim S. from beautiful Baghdad? What's the weather up in Fort Worth? It's nice. Actually, nice today. It was in the 40s this morning, and I think got up to the mid 50s. I wish it was like 10 degrees colder. I like it chilly. I grew up in the Midwest, so I like it a little bit chillier. I feel like I'm getting gypped out of a winter here. Howdy from Texas. Whoa, hey bud, what's up, man? Get it off your chest. Minnesota here, second time listener, first time writer. All right, well, welcome, Matthew. Are you angry? Really enjoy your views. Have you tried the FIO BR13s? Are those the headphones? I legit just had them out. I think they're good. They're different. They don't have a lot of bass though. All right. Ben said I'm low. Do I need to up my my volume? Do you have your volume all maxed out, Ben? We're here, Randy. You're among friends. All right. We'll get into it. So yesterday, I had the opportunity to hang out with some patrons, which was cool. One of them came from all the way down from Michigan, and then the other ones are in the DFW area. Anyway, while we're having lunch, I get a text from another creator, and it's basically he called me the cheap audio effer, which I kind of got a kick out of. I kind of thought that was funny. Cheap audio effer. And then he called another creator a disparaging name as well. Brendan White, $20, A20. First time live watcher from Australia. Brendan White, thank you so much, man. I would love to go to Australia. Anyway, the reason why I was mad, not necessarily about that, but then I got another screenshot sent from another creator, and we believe it's the same person, but under kind of a ghost name. Anyway, they said that they know for a fact that I get paid around $3,500 for each review that I do. And like, I've heard this one before, and like the thing that gets me, like, people can call me an idiot. People can say that I'm not qualified, which is great. Most of the time I agree with them. I mean, I just listen to things and then talk about the differences. And I've always considered I don't really even consider myself a reviewer. I consider myself a entertainer. I entertain and I inform, and that's it. I talk about what I like, but I don't want to be a reviewer. I don't think it's my job to say what is best for you. I will talk about what I like the best. I will talk about, a speaker that I think is maybe better for me usually than other people, but I am not the guy that is going to sit here and say this speaker is definitively better than the other one. Because most modern speakers all have something good about them. Sometimes I think they're overpriced, but there's almost always something that is good about a speaker. Hey, Louis Sipes, my brother. Louis, I love you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope to see you soon. So anyway, clearly Theo Audio's check bounced because of that review. No, I just didn't think they're very good, man. And that's another thing. Like the person that was saying these things basically said that, like, if I'm getting paid for all these reviews, then, and basically they say I only give positive reviews, which is not the case. I mean, I just did the PSB, was Alpha IQs. I didn't think it was good. For especially at the price. And really what I say when I say I don't think things are good, it's usually comes down to like clarity or sibilance or some type of fatigue inducing response, like their response curve. Anyway, so when he said that, I get paid $3,500 or thereabouts, and he knows that I get paid $3,500 around there for each review. Like, I got livid, and I actually called another creator who I really respect, and we talked about it, and he kind of advised me not to do this. He advised me not to do a response video, which, I'm not doing a response video, but it really irks me when people like call in, question my credibility and then lump, and I wasn't the only one that was said to have done this. Like, he knew for a fact that other people, and he named some other names, get paid for reviews. And man, that made me mad because I don't get paid for reviews. I take sponsorships. I mean, Harry's, Squarespace, Ridge. I usually take mostly non-audio sponsorships. Soundcore has been a sponsor. But here's the thing, like, I don't take an audio sponsor unless it's something I've already reviewed and I believe in the company. So my audio sponsors in the past have been Weem, Fozzy Audio, and Soundcore, all of which I use personally, and all of which I used well before I took them on as a sponsor. And I've had offers from a lot of different companies and straight up offers to pay for my time. And that's one of the things that people will use as semantics for getting paid for reviews, is I'm getting paid for my time. Anyway, and that, I feel that's a different thing, but I get that there's, people could see that there's bias, but I'll tell you this, like, if Fozzy and Weem and Soundcore stopped making good products, then I would dump them as a sponsor. The problem is Fozzy makes like legit some of the best Class D amplifiers out there, under $100 and under $200. Soundcore makes crazy good IEMs, Bluetooth IEMs. And Weem, I think we pretty much know that Weem is crushing it. So I do get paid sponsorships, but next year I don't think I'm going to take on any audio sponsors, simply because, it doesn't matter anyway, right? I could do whatever I do and people are still going to say that I get paid. So I'm going to kind of talk about like how the Sith Audio is the best. Yeah, whose checks have always bounced? Sith Audio. And they always assured me, hey, listen, the next one's coming through because of all of the all the mess ups. We're going to pay you a little bit extra. And then I'll call them. They're like, it's next week. It's in the mail. Yeah, Sith Audio, really poor when it comes to paying me for stuff. Anyway, so I wanted to go through kind of how I make money on the channel. And I make money through AdSense, which is commercials. You'll probably be watching some commercials on this live stream. I get paid for that. I get paid by affiliate sales. I have no problem with affiliate sales because generally speaking, when people click through, they don't buy the product anyway. They buy other stuff on Amazon. And then, but I have affiliates with Amazon, Emotiva, Crutchfield, Wharfdale, kind of a bunch of, everybody's kind of got their own SVS. It's got their own affiliate programs. And then I have an agent. So I have a marketing agent now that handles all my sponsorships. And what they do is they go find sponsors for me and then negotiate the price on my behalf and then do all the billing. So that way I only have sponsor stuff coming in from one company instead of, having a whole bunch of 1099s that I have to deal with. And then Patreon. So Patreon is another income stream that I have. And then I have merch sales. I don't really push the merch stuff very much though. So yeah, that's how I make my money. Some occasionally people will leave products with me. And generally those are all like Chinese manufacturers because it costs more for me to ship back the product than what the product's worth to them anyway. And then they have to go through customs and a bunch of different things. So they will leave products with me. APOS Audio has left products with me, but some of the stuff that I'm not going to use, I send it back. I request. And even they say, listen, you don't need to send it back. And I was like, well, I'm going to send it back anyway, because like you should see my house. I've been cleaning it out for the last few days. And then the majority of the stuff that I don't keep for reference, I give away. I met with my patrons. I brought them an entire tote full of hi-fi stuff. And I was like, take whatever you need. Take whatever you want. I do giveaways. My Patreon, we have a Christmas. It's called like a Dirty Santa Christmas each year. It's kind of when like you have a gift. So if there's 40 people in there, people will say, okay, I want Randy's gift. And then I would reveal the gift. Okay, my gift is going to be an iPhone. And then the next person that goes can like, well, I'm going to steal that iPhone. Stuff can be stolen like 2 or 3 times. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, I give a ton of stuff away on the, on our annual Patreon Christmas thing. Phil Dode, $5. That's rough, but ignore them. If there's a conspiracy with reviewers and manufacturers and they have proof, ask them to present it. Well, one of the things is I don't even want to mention this person's name because it gives it oxygen. But like there's always been rumors, and really rumors come from people. And the irony is generally the people that are barking about it the most are the ones that want to get paid for reviews, and just aren't being as successful as they feel they probably should be successful, or as successful as they should be. There was a quote from it was a creator, and he was talking about like the business of the business of being a creator and the business of like making money as a creator. And one of the things he said that he is told, because he was kind of like a manager, he managed creators. And he said, you're not making as much money as you think you should because you're not as good as you think you are. And that really resonated with me. And I thought that's completely accurate. So anyway, it's just, I wish people would keep my name out of their mouth. Like here's the thing. If people worked as hard as they watched other people's videos and then found reason to complain about the other creators, then they would be more successful. Like I don't have time to watch other people. I rarely watch audio channels now, but I watched British Audiophile. Have just a ton of respect for Taryn, and he was doing his best of like 2023, and I want to hear what he's got to say because I respect his opinion quite a bit. And you know, I watched New Record Day when Ron comes out with new stuff, and then I watch John Darko. I really like John's videos too. Michael Boudreaux. Hey Randy, speaking of Patreon, I didn't see a sign up for that Cam Christmas party. Did you level up support change for? Did the level of support change for that? No, I'm going to put out a list. It's going to be capped at 40 people because if it gets bigger than 40 people, then it just takes forever. So I'm going to put a sign up list for that up on my Patreon here soon, very soon. You are as authentic as they come. Don't sweat it. Jason, I appreciate that. It just makes me mad, man. Like, and I get it. Like, haters are going to hate. But when somebody is actively trying to spread false information that is based on complete supposition and has no evidence to support their position, like, that pisses me off badly. Ugh. Ugh. Hey, look at that. We got a celebrity in the house. Mr. Ron from I got a new record today. Dude, you've always had integrity since day one. You have also worked harder than any audio reviewer I've gotten to know over the last decade. Hats off, Captain. Thank you, Ron. Ron is salt of the earth. I love Ron. Actually, I stole some hi-fi equipment from Ron. He lended me a bunch of Schkit stuff, and I've yet to return it to him. It's boxed up, but so Ron could be filing a police report against me here pretty soon. Roy Handy watches Randy, and that's it. Roy Handy watches Randy. I don't care what others say about you. You're genuine, and I've based my purchasing more on your reviews than anyone else. Thank you, Brendan. Much appreciated. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't missed it. Sorry, the haters are going to getting you down. Usually, literally, like, I got to a certain point where, like, none of the negativity affected me. And, like, if I started typing out a response, then I would just delete the comment or just ban the person outright. Usually I wouldn't ban them outright if it was just kind of a swipe at me or something. But if they were just being disparaging and negative and they had zero to offer, then I would just ban them. But anyway, why pissed? I just went through it. You can, I don't know if you can scroll back through while we're live, but people are saying some stuff about me that was false. I didn't like it. Who was the other creator that this person was trying to accuse? I think I'm just going to leave this as ambiguous as possible because I don't want to start any more issues with anybody. So I'm not going to name names, but yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the channels that have higher view counts and maybe higher subscribers. Like, there was a time when I definitely felt it when, you know, at the beginning of the channel, you know, other creators were generally pretty nice to me. And then it got to the point where I didn't talk to them as much. And then it got to the point where some of those same creators I used to talk to I would get some advice from them. I would give advice back to them. All of a sudden, then it was like done, and then some of them started talking shit about me. Whoops, sorry. Voice is a little quiet, the feed, but I'm 20 minutes behind. Is that better? The mic closer up. I got it maxed out, I think. Audio space, I mean. Voice is a little quiet, the feed, but I'm 20 minutes behind. All right. Can you hear me now? Is it better? Is it coming through louder? Let me see if I can hit my levels up a little bit. Audio. Check. I mean, I'm going up all the way to the top. Stereo audio, mic volume. Here, I'll turn it up a little bit. Check, check. Is that better? Is that better? All right. Whoever's trashing you sounds like the Quantum TV of audio YouTubers. I don't know what Quantum TV is. Anyway, I hope it's not Z. No, Z's cool, man. Z's super chill, super cool. I think Z gets a lot of crap too, but like he gives no cares about it. If you get paid from the manufacturer for a review, is there a potential for conflict? Certainly. That's why I don't do it. I will take sponsorships. And I mentioned it before. I will only take sponsorships for products that I've reviewed prior to the sponsorship. And it's a product that I can vouch for. So I've taken sponsorships from Fozzy Audio, from Weem, and from Soundcore. All products which I believe in and use all the time. And it would be one thing if I was giving it a great review and no other channel was giving them great reviews. But I mean, you can look up reviews on the V3, reviews on every Weem product that's ever been produced. So yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, and I don't get paid. I get a sponsorship, and when I get a sponsorship, I do an ad read for that company during another review. But I can see I can see that people are going to complain about anything. When I have a Ridge sponsor, people complain. When I have a Squarespace sponsor, people complain. When I have a Harry's Razors sponsor, people complain. So, like, people are going to complain anyway. So, but I'm working with an agency now for managing all my sponsor opportunities that come through, and the majority of them aren't audio related, and the ones that are audio related are from brands that I haven't any experience with, and I can kind of tell, like, oh, it's another Bluetooth headphone. So I don't think I'm going to take any audio sponsorships next year. But I do have a contract with Weem through the month of December. So you are going to see some Weem ad reads. But it is what it is, man. It's like, who doesn't like Weem? Did you give it to your patrons? And if so, can you ask for it back? What's that? I do give stuff to my patrons sometimes, and I'm like, listen, if the manufacturers call and they want it back, I do need it back. So, in Arnold's best voice, stop whining. I'm not whining. I'm telling you what's going on and why I got pissed. That's it. And I want to set the record straight. This is how I get my money. This is how I run the channel. And that's it. You can believe me or not believe me. But I don't know if I'm whining. I guess you could say I'm whining. Woe is me. Somebody said something negative about me online. But when somebody like pulls my integrity into things, that's when I get pissed. Yep. Most of my stack is Randy reviewed gear. Yay. Do you hate it because I'm such a shill and you got it and it was terrible? LOL, no matter what part of the internet you hang out in, there's always a group of haters. Yeah, for sure. Ooh, I missed a pretty sizable. I missed a few. Karsten, $4.99. When you start hyping Rolex and Patek on your other channel, then I'll give you the side eye. Till then, you're A-okay in my book. I haven't posted a video to my watch channel for a while. I actually have two Rolexes. One was given to my father, and I purchased one. Patek isn't my deal, but yeah, I'd like Rolex, but I mean, who can get one, right? Chris Nunya, $2. Hey, Randy, sorry you're upset. I love the show. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's not that, I was pissed, but it's just like, I just wanted to get it out there. I'm going to leave this video up if anybody wants to watch it. And that's the thing. Like, I can say this and people still aren't going to believe it. That's like flat earthers. You can, hey, let's take a picture from outer space. And like nope. It's just the way it is. So people are still going to believe what they want to believe. But when other creators, that's the one thing I think that ruffles my feathers the most is like when other creators are pointing fingers at popular or successful creators. It's like, it makes me mad. Ben Gleason, 2846. Looking forward to your reviews from products you saw at CAF. I've got one coming up. Philharmonic speakers. It's 4 a.m. here, clapped globe. And actually, so the PMC speakers and the Philharmonics all came from CAF, which is cool. I was so glad I went. Hey, from Australia. What's up, Clunk Eastwood? I like that. Did I miss any super chats? I just saw one come up. Steve Tech, 5150. Is that a Van Halen reference? $10. Randy, because of your reviews, I've bought an Emotiva A2 amp, Fluence bookshelves, One Little Bear, Fluence RT85, and Fozzy Audiophone preamp, and love it all. Thanks for everything you do, man. I love it. I love it. The Fluence bookshelves, though, like the more I did those super early on in the channel, and the more I got, as I got better and different speakers, I'm like, the Fluence weren't that great, but they're very flat. And if you're into like a reference kind of almost monitor bookshelf, then they're good. Was not Joe. No, and I'm not going to talk about it. About who it was. Cheap Audio Man truly needs a new name to include mid-tier stuff. Now, Cheap Audio Man, that name's here to stay. And cheap is relative. You can get a cheap private plane because relative to how much other private planes cost, it can be cheap. You can get a cheap Rolls Royce, I guess. So no, but I mean, I've spent way too much time and effort to build this brand to like rename it. So I'm gonna keep the name for sure. What channels do I watch on YouTube? Great question. Audio channels I talked about before. New Record Day. I watch Darko Audio. Watch Terran occasionally, and I watch Passion for Sound occasionally. I will watch DMS and Joshua Valor occasionally. I haven't watched them for a while though. But most of the stuff I watch on YouTube, I do watch channels. Theo and Harris, Nico Leonard. I watch Adam Savage's Tested. I like that a lot. And then I watch a lot of channels that are like basically bashing Disney and how people are destroying Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Marvel and stuff like that. Like, I do watch some of that stuff. And then I watch, I can't remember his name, Simon somebody. He has a bunch of channels, and one of them is like Decoding the Unknown. I also watch the Y-Files. I think those are fun. Randy, your Prime Day coverage got me a good little Bluetooth receiver amp and a pair of good speakers. You put in the work, and it is appreciated. Well, thank you. Thank you. Went with the Yam OS. Very nice. The most expensive speakers you ever listened to that you weren't impressed with? Oof. I hate to do this. I didn't love the KLH Model 5s. I didn't really love the Klipsch Heresies either. The Buchard S400 Mark IIs. I mean, I can understand why people like that speaker, but it wasn't really for me. Yeah. So those are probably the most expensive speakers that I've reviewed. Now, to be fair, the P300s came out. I think they're great. For sure. Jay hey, what's up? We got another celebrity in the house. Canadian, $13.99. Hey, Randy, just wanted to drop in and show support. Jealousy is the root of these rumors. It means you're crushing it. Cheers and good night. Thanks, Jay. Hope you're doing well, my friend. All right. Bang for your buck, Audio Man. Yeah, I'm not changing the name, though. Gabe, see, listen, I have a logo. There's zero chance I'm ever going to redesign, or I didn't redesign. There's zero chance I'm ever going to pay someone to redesign a logo. Let's roll from DFW to Corpus and find some more Syndac. Yeah, that's quite the trip down there, man. $2, Gabe Seaman. Thank you. Sony SSCS5 forever when they are discontinued. Or discounted, yes, for sure. They're $123. I actually checked it today. One of the best deals going on. So I checked some stuff today. The ELAC PS41s are $120 right now. But like right below them was the UB5s, the first gen, Unify first gen, for $199. That is crazy. I mean, that's a warm-er speaker, but that thing is crazy good. The only problem is you need some juice to get them going. So, yeah. James Robinson put 2,000 hours on a Nagaoka MP110. Very nice. SVS Ultra Bookshelf sounding amazing, Randy. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good speaker, man. Y-Files is the bomb, yo. Yes, he's got a talking fish, and it's hilarious. Like, it's about conspiracy theories, but it's kind of like why they're not true. And it's like he's got this talking fish, which is hilarious. I just get a kick out of that. That guy's really good. I get it. I get it. It's very good. Snapper, $5.99. Thank you. Grab McD's double cheeseburger on me. I actually had a triple cheeseburger tonight. My kids love McDonald's, and I love McDonald's because it's the only fast food place that I can get that I can feed my girls and myself for a whopping $10. So yeah. Do a review of the Focusrite controllers, especially the TI2. I don't even know what that is. I'm sorry. I would love to. Shikata Ganoi 100. So you're drinking soda again. What's up with the diet plan? This is me holding your feet to the fire. Got any fun Christmas plans? Well, to be fair, I'm consistent now. This is 0. So no calories. I've been consistently under 220 for, I don't know, weeks, months now. So I got to ramp it up a little bit. I would like to get, the ultimate goal would be like under 200. I don't know if we can get there. I mean, I know I could get there, but it's like, do I want to get there? I think if I'm below 210, I think I'm going to be pretty happy. So yeah, I used to be much bigger. So, yeah, I'm just trying to eat a little bit healthier, eat later. So yeah. Under 220 though is an accomplishment. I mean, I weighed 220 in college. Now, granted, I was working out and involved in Division I athletics. So, yeah, I was working out all the time. But yeah, under 220 is like, I'm proud of myself for that. You sold me on those PMC Prodigy ones, and I'll be buying the come bonus season in March. They're really good. Really good. I mean, that is a speaker that like immediately I was just like, yep. Not fatiguing, punchy, beautifully built. Just a really good. Simon Whistler. Yep, that's the guy. Howdy. From what I hear, the Heresies need a powered sub to help them out. Yeah, I thought they were a little bit light on the bottom end. United States of Anna. Oh, Bob's in the house. Sorry, Bob, I didn't see you, brother. Philip Dode 555. Randy, high time for some DIY content. Maybe a live build. A subwoofer would be pretty neat. Also, better call out that ELAC UB5 deal. I did. I just mentioned it here in a second. $199 for UB5s. Bananas. That was a $500 plus speaker when it came out. That is a bananas deal. It's $199. It's great, man. But like I said, you need some good juice going through that thing to really get the best out of it. Bob made it. Jay is a good channel. Yeah, I need to start watching some of Jay's stuff again. Hey, Randy, have you heard of the upcoming Fozzy Audio ZA3? Has XLR inputs and can be run in monoblocks. Have I heard of it? It's all the way over there. Yes, it's on my shelf right over there. So, yes, I am awaiting a second unit so that I can run them in mono. So, yes, I have heard it, and I have wanted to put it up there. So, start listening to it, which I will here in a little bit. I'm waiting on a second one, though. So, I'll get to know the 2-channel, and then when the new one gets here, I'll put them in bridged mode. But yeah, on the shelf. Just bought a Prima Luna Evo 300 integrated. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Another super chat. Bill Robb, $2 from Whom the Bell Tolls or Harvester of Sorrow. I would go Harvester of Sorrow just because for a test track. For Whom the Bell Tolls is just like, they're both great songs. I think if I'm listening for pleasure, For Whom the Bell Tolls, but I use Harvester of Sorrow for test tracks because of offbeat cymbals, a lot of treble going on. So that song will let you know how well the treble will keep up. Also treble like, what do you call it? Timbre, I guess you call it. It's like how realistic it sounds. And then there's some stuff layered in at the beginning that some speakers don't do a good job of like separating and pushing it back in the sound stage. So there's a lot of things in that song you can tell a lot about a speaker. Yay. All right. He's still mad about Chinese democracy. Is the Weem amp sold out? I don't know. United States of Analog. Please, if you are not subscribed to one of the best channels out there, up and coming, Bob's United States of Analog is a spectacular channel. What larger speakers can handle I don't know. I don't know what the rest of the question was. Good evening, Randy. I'm about to jump the gun and buy the Duke Audio M1 Pro. Hearing good things. I don't know that one. I may have it here. I don't know that one. I have kind of Randy is a Class D Crusader. Not really. I'm a cheap Crusader, and it just so happens. I mean, Fozzy V3. I mean, if you get the 48 volt 5 amp power supply, that is a serious amplifier, and it's $130. And if there's like Class B stuff that could hang with it at the same price, I would be a Class AB Crusader. Trust me, most of the Class D stuff that I had in initially, like a lot of the Infineon 12070 chipset amps were just like, no. I mean, some of them had some baked in EQs that made them sound pretty good, but no. Yes, ELAC debut B5.2 bookies for $199, and I'm so close to buying them. What I think I want to do though is buy another speaker that I haven't heard. Because ideally, what would be great is if I just bought everything and then I could say whatever the heck I want to say. I generally say whatever the heck I want to say, but sometimes I put more of a positive spin on the good parts of the speaker. And like, I don't know, like I just gave the PSB Alpha IQ not a terrible review, but I mean, I think it's an overpriced speaker. I think there's serious mid-range clarity issues on it. The Blue Sound app inside doesn't give, I think, enough control to kind of tailor the sound of the music. I mean, I guess you could run Roon into it and then put a DSP on it that way, but you're still not going to be able. You'll be able to give an impression of mid-range clarity by just pulling down maybe 300 hertz or something, but boosting up 1K a little bit, but you're never really going to get true mid-range clarity. So I'm interested to see like how that goes over. If I'll be getting more stuff from Lenbrook, and I'd love to. I mean, I like Lenbrook as a company. I think Blue sounds great. But with Weem, I just think they've got a big fight on their hands right now with the price of the Weem products coming in, and with the U.S. distribution of Weem products now, and being on the shelves of legitimate and reputable retailers like Crutchfield. The V3 versus Emotiva ATM, which has more power and sounds more dynamic. Well, I'll tell you, I had the first generation A2M, whatever it was, and I think the Emotiva has more dynamics. I think the Fozzy might be a little clean. Listen, I don't know because I don't have one here and I haven't A-B'd it. But I think the Emotiva, if you have $300, I would still choose the Emotiva. It's got a switch mode power supply, switching power supply, but it's Class AB, has a crazy headphone amp if you jumper it. So I think it's a great product. Killer product. Killer value too. John, did I get your super sticker? Thank you so much, John. Rabat, $19.99. Y'all are being very generous tonight. Would you review universal remotes? I miss Harmony. I have a Logitech somewhere, and you can like plug it into your computer, and it just like you select what product you have, and yeah, they're cool. Some of them you can like cascade, like how you turn on products. So you push one button and then it'll turn on your Apple TV, and then, push another button and you can like program in, like turn on the receiver and then switch the receiver to a certain input, and then turn on the TV, switch the TV to input 4. A lot of that though can be done through CEC and things like that. So, I don't know if you need it, but, all the universal remotes, like my wife would get upset about it anyway. She'd be like, I can't run this one either. So, I've been staring at the Brennan Helix on Amazon, a CD transport and CD ripper for $249. Claims the optical signal, it's as good as other high-end CD players. I don't know that one. I'll have to take a look at it. UB5 or Debut 5.2. Depends on what do you have? What are you going to have driving them? If you've got a lot of juice on hand, a lot of current on hand, that's really what you need. You need a ton of current, and I would go UB5s. 5.2s are fun. I like them. I like them better than the 6.2s. But the UB5 is a legit hi-fi speaker. Not to say that the 5.2 is not a hi-fi speaker, but you're getting a lot, and that thing thumps too. Bit late to the party. Have you listened to the Fozzy BT30D with EQs? I have not. Randy, is the internal DAC better on the Weem Pro or the Emotiva TA1? A little bit different. I think the Pro Plus, you can make that argument. The TA1 uses an Analog Devices. I can't remember the number of it. It's a good DAC. but I don't know what the Wing Pro is. The Wing Pro Plus though uses a AKM 4493, and I think it'd be better than the TA1. Nothing wrong with the TA1, but I think it's got a little bit more of an organic sound. If some hates you, that's a sign of you're a rock star. Thank you very much. Listen, I mean, I've dealt with the hate. I've dealt with like crappy comments and stuff like that. But it's when other creators start to say things about me that just aren't true is when I say something that makes me mad. And it's crappy because those people have an audience, right? Like regardless of what the channel is, there's people that are super fans of them, just like I have some super fans of mine. And so they're going to take that and just run with it and be like, okay, well, that's the truth. And it's not the truth. That's why, like my stance on other creators is like, I don't talk about other creators unless it's in a positive light. Like, I'm not going to point fingers at anybody. People can run their businesses how they want to run their businesses. It's none of my business. It's none of my business how people run their business. And they can do what they want to do. I'm never going to get into a tit for tat with somebody about, if somebody says something negative about me, I'm not going to go back and make like a reaction video. This is as far as it would get. And again, I'm not naming names. So, yeah, this is as far as it gets. I hope I get a MoFi VH1 step up for Christmas. We got to tell that beautiful wife of yours to step up and get you a one step. Bob, tell her that Randy said so. I think we should send more vintage gear for Randy. Dude, I just took a whole stack of vintage stuff right to the Goodwill. A whole stack of it. I kept back. I really tried to pare down. I kept back 2 receivers. What do I have here? I have my first realistic receiver that I ever bought. It's not the actual receiver, but it's the same model. I have a realistic receiver that someone bought for me. And then I have a Yamaha CR800, and that's it. Everything else has left the building. They're just trying to, just being lazy, trying to create content. Yeah, I don't know if they're being lazy, but what I do know is if they spent less time watching other people's videos and talking about other people in their comments, and more time making content, they would probably be more successful. So anyway. And that's always been my credit. Just like outwork everybody. Put out more videos. Not all of them are going to be good. Some of them will be good though. And then by putting out more videos than anybody else does, then you get more practice. And you learn how to speak better. You learn how to, formulate thoughts better. You learn how to edit better. And so everything gets faster if you put in the reps. And what is it? The 10,000 hours to mastery. So if you're only making a video a week and you're only spending, 5-10 hours on it, or you make a video every day or try to make a video every day, you're going to get better. So yeah, that's always been kind of my mentality. And you get a little bit better each time. And then you get the data points, and then you can see what the audience wants. And then you can try to make videos that you think the audience wants, but sometimes the audience changes their mind. But like the more data, the more videos one has, the better that they can get and the quicker they can get. Middle Earth, $9.99. Thank you. Look at that. What is it? Eye of Sauron? Is that right? I was never like a huge Lord of the Rings guy. I watched them all. I enjoyed them. Sacron? What is that? I watch your older vids to relax and get a laugh on my Sunday mornings. Yes, I do need to get funnier. And I have been getting a little bit looser in my last few videos. I want to get back to kind of being funnier. The secret is headphone reviews, Randy. They really enjoy headphone reviews. Ron, you're absolutely right. And you know what they enjoy even better? AirPod Pro reviews, which I think is absolutely the worst video I've put out this year from a view standpoint. And it stirred up so much crap in the comments. And I think they're great for spatial audio. I think they're great just using them day to day. But for spatial audio, like it is legit the only immersive, like truly believably immersive experience on IEMs. I mean, it was banana. It was just crazy. Like there's some Pink Floyd tracks that were in Atmos, and then all of the stuff that's on Amazon Music that's in Dolby Atmos is brilliant. And that's why I said they're for audiophiles. Sonically, they're not like perfect. But I've listened to $500 IEMs that aren't perfect at all. And so I just think there's a saying that nothing will keep man in perpetual ignorance than contempt prior to investigation. And that was the point of the video, is if someone is unwilling to try something and have an opinion on that, then they're going to be in perpetual ignorance. It's just like saying, all Apple products are bad. All Ford products are bad. All whatever products are bad. It's just not the case. And if someone's not willing to actually investigate it and they have opinion about it, well, I don't put a whole lot of credence to their opinion. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, headphone videos kill it, especially on our channels. Pretty sure it's the eye of the Sarlacc pit. Is the mini DSP the best way to do DSP? I think it's like, I mean, how comfortable you are with it. I do DSP through Roon because it's not as like in depth and hard to do. So, I've never been like a huge fan of DSP simply because you've got analog coming in, being converted to digital, and then back to analog. Like I want my DAC to be doing that. So, but yeah, I mean, people love it. People love it. I love, where was it? Someone said they love their AirPod Pros. Where did it go? I have AirPod Pros for meetings and Zoom calls, but for music, I love my Noble Audio IEMs. There you go. I think you cut out half your audience when you talk about just one company. I don't know what that is in regards to. Not complaining though. Turnoff might be the best. When are you going to review the SMSL AO300? I don't think I have it. I thought I already reviewed the AO300 like a while ago. I love my AirPod Pros. Apple. I swear maybe it was the AO200. I thought it was the AO300. That was very similar to the DA9, except for it had a USB input. Bob, $9.99 super sticker. Bob, when do you do your live streams? I want to get on there and throw some money your way. Have we already been doing this for 54 minutes? Good gravy. Time flies when you're having fun. A 3255 amp that comes with a remote and is upgradable to 48 volts. I like the sound of that. Here's what I would like to have. A 3255 amp that comes with a remote, but I want it to be a motorized pot, okay? And they're expensive, so chances are this is not going to happen. With multiple inputs. Like, I don't need 5 inputs, but make it 3255 with a remote and 2 or 3 analog inputs. That's a killer. That'd be a killer amp. Killer amp. Where is the 4810 amp power supply? There were some on the market. Ayima made one, and it was noisy. So I think they've kind of, and even on some of the older 3255 amp, like the products, even in there, it would say if you do use the 48 volt 10 amp, then it's not going to, it's basically, it's not going to perform. It's going to have a higher noise. So I think they found a 48 volt 5 amp kind of, you don't get quite as much power, but it's a lot better sonically. So yeah. AO300 equals AL200 with HDMI ARC and sub out. Oh. Well, now. I just was talking to the SMSL kind of rep that I have, and I'll have to ask for that one. I can't remember if that's the one we talked about or not. Michael Ruiz, $5. Thank you so much. Big Spence, $1.99. Thank you. Do you use surge protectors? Any recommendations? I do. I have an Audio Quest. I guess you could call it power conditioner, but I think it works as a surge protector as well. And then what is the name? There is like a Pro Audio power strip that I use, and it has surge protection, and it supposedly has some filtering in it as well. I cannot remember the name of that thing. And some of them, sometimes like $20, $30. I have two $60 versions. They're built like tanks. They can be rack mountable, all metal construction. I love them. Somebody will know what I'm talking about. Throw that down there. Hey, look, audio advice. Always enjoy your reviews. Enjoy hearing your thoughts on all the gear you review. Thank you. I think I owe you guys. I need to send back the B&Ws. I don't know if I've done that. I need to send back the B&Ws. Fairly confident they're in my garage right now. Yes. Thinking about adding a used perfect condition Klipsch RW8 to my very budget garage 2-channel garage system. Is it worth it, or find something new? I don't know the RW8. I'm sorry, I can't help you, William. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it's good. Bought a 48 8.3 amp off AliExpress. That makes me nervous. I know it shouldn't, but it makes me nervous. The Basics products seem to be the emo gear worth having nowadays. Well, their step up stuff is awesome, but it gets pretty expensive. What are my thoughts on burn-in? I'll go back to Emotiva. Like the XPA and the differential amplifiers are bananas good, but they're expensive too. They do make a 2-channel differential amp that I like, because I have the monos and they just take up so much space that they're a little bit unruly. But yeah, the XPA series, the DR series are phenomenal from Emotiva. What are my thoughts on burn-in? I think some speakers don't need any, but I have heard and personally experienced a significant amount of burn-in is necessary for certain speakers. When Wharfdale sends me a speaker, generally they burn it in for 40 or 50 hours. The PMCs, when he sent those in, he said, make sure I get about 50 hours on them. The Emotiva Unify 2.0 was the speaker that took the longest for me to burn in. I think well over 100 hours. And then one day it just started sounding good. It sounded a little bit flat to me. And then one day the highs opened up and the bass filled out. It was amazing. What do I care how another man makes his money? The Godfather. Yeah. Apparently a lot of people care about how I make my money. Don't want to spam, but I was wondering your thoughts on the GigaWorks T40 Series 2. If you're familiar, I'm not familiar, unfortunately. Greetings for Switzerland. Great to catch a stream. Greetings, Christopher R. Wouldn't it be like, what is it, 5 hours plus over there? It's just like, what is it, 2, 3 in the morning over there? I do some like in the middle of the day. I would think you'd be on those more. Might be true. I've not had any problems in the power level. Okay. It's 4:30. Are you getting up, or have you still been up? Speaker break-in is a real thing. I work for an OEM nowadays, and we break all our speaker drivers in before doing any testing. Yeah, I think it is too. I think there's a great channel called Toyd's DIY, and he had a woofer that he's been running for, I think, hundreds, if not over 1,000 hours. And then he measured that. He did all the Thiel Small measurements. I don't know exactly what it is. Anyway, he did all the measurements of that compared to a new driver, and they were remarkably different. So yeah, there we go. We see changes in Thiel Small parameters. There you go. Oh, getting up for a flight. Good. Fly safely. Greetings from the Isle of Wight, UK 3:30. Man, you know, the funny thing is I figured I'd have less people from Europe on here. And actually there's a pretty strong contingent of viewers from across the pond. Really appreciate that. How about the review of the Duke Audio U3 headphone amp? It's cheap and good. Just amazing with a Sparkos op amp. People hate it when I do headphone reviews. They hate it when I do headphone amp reviews. They don't hate it. I just get a lot fewer views. But I love headphones, and I love headphone equipment, but I also have to pay the bills and choose to make videos that people will want to watch. So yeah. At Middle Earth, that's good to hear. All right, you're talking to somebody else, which is awesome. I love it when you guys are answering each other's questions. Speakers reach a final state, especially if they have resin-filled fabrics such as spiders, but there are diminishing returns with further break-in. No, I get it, and I think that's kind of what people are talking about, is getting them to basically be where they want to be. Do I have any classical music test tracks? No, I don't. But I probably should add something. Like, I don't think I'll ever do like straight up classical, but I'll do orchestral, like some of the. My battery just went dead. Hold on, I got to switch batteries out. And I don't know. Oh, hold on. I got to go out to my camera bag. I was shooting the kids' elementary school play. Hold on, give me like 4 seconds. Sorry, I'm so good at this. So very good at doing live streams. Oh, here's one. I had my batteries in my pocket because I didn't want to run out of battery juice while I was recording the elementary school kids play. All right. Let's see if that works. I'm just turn it off and then turn it back on. And we'll do USB. We'll see if I show back up. Sorry about that. Just pretend that you can see my face. All right. I think this has happened once before. And oh, here we go. Start cam. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go camera. And there we go. Sorry about that. It's for the children. You know, I some of the parents know what I do, and I've done video work in the past for stuff. I wouldn't call it professionally. I did get paid for it, but so I was talking to him. I'm like, every time I go to a play there, like everyone's holding up their cell phone, and I'm just talking to the theater people and the music teachers, and I'm like, why don't I just record it? Like, I've got a buddy. He comes in. Sometimes he travels with me and shoots for me. And so we did like a 3-camera shoot for this, and we like got the audio off the mixing table. So it sounded like a really good idea 6 weeks ago, but then I'm thinking about how hard this thing is going to be to edit. It's not going to be hard. It's just going to be time consuming to edit. But anyway, I had all the batteries stuffed in my pockets. Usually I have like multiple batteries right here I can just switch to. Anyway, sorry about that. Have I missed any super chats? Got Michael. I get Cherokee, $4.99 super sticker. Thank you. All right, I want to go back up and make sure I got everybody. Sometimes I miss people. All right, Philip, we got you. Bob, we got you for sure. Simon, how can I miss Simon? $10. Just be true to yourself. You haven't steered me wrong. Have half a gourmet coffee. Thank you. Good to see you, hear you, and interrupt you. Still awaiting my topping discreet headphone amp. Will report back. Did you buy it or did I send it to you? Did I commit to sending that to you and forgot? All right, I think we're up to speed. I might owe you something else because I think I may have given that away. John, you were a bow, $19.99. I think I mentioned that one. If not, thank you very much. It's very generous of you. Okay, we got that one. $5.55. Oh, more DIY. We got that one. Snapper. Grab a double cheeseburger. Very nice. I think yeah. All right. All right. Yeah, I think we're all up to speed. All right, come all the way down. $10, Trevor. Missed this one. Not anymore, Trevor. Man, thank you so much. You all are being so generous. You got any other? Oh, you bought it. Okay. You got any other questions? I think we can put this why am I pissed thing to bed. Let's open it up to questions, comments, concerns. We've been rolling this thing for an hour, 7 minutes. And the irony is, like, I didn't even post, like, I just posted it. I just started. And I've got more people on here than I usually have, which is amazing. So there's a video of another reviewer taking apart the AIYIMA A08 Pro. I couldn't tell if the op amps could be upgraded, but it looks like there is room. Yeah, the A08 Pro. 808 Pro. Is that the boxy one? If it's the boxy one, or... Oh, this is the 808 Pro. Right here. If I had a screwdriver on the counter, I'd take it apart right now. I think this maybe be able to be upgraded, but I mean, if it's down here, I mean, you could probably put some TIs in there, but I don't think you'd fit a Sparkos or like a Burson or anything in there. I didn't take that one apart though. How's the Schitz School? I actually don't have that one. Live PD has a noise complaint with Klipsch speakers. Biggest surprise at CAF. The Philharmonic. I can't remember the model number. I've got them in the living room right now. Small speakers, $380. Beautifully finished. Sound great. I mean, obviously, like, you need a sub with them, unless you're running them. Even if you're running them desktop, I think you'll probably still need a sub with them. But I think that was the biggest surprise. And then the whoever distributes PMC, they had a lot of stuff in there. Now, it was more expensive. I mean, the PMC speakers are like $1,700. And they had some integrateds that were about $2,000. And that's the thing about these shows is you get jaded because you go into all these rooms and it's $5,000 speakers, $10,000, $15,000 speakers. And then there's like, oh, a $2,000 speaker. Oh, that's affordable. But they have some really cool integrated amps that look really nice, put out really solid power. And so I think I'm going to get some of those in. And then, PMC and Philharmonic. I think that's the only. I also met the U.S. distributor for Eversolo. I haven't talked to them yet. Oh, R200 or ELAC Uni Reference. I think the R200 is the funner speaker, and it's less like choosy, and it's a lot easier to drive. Can be a little bit much on top in near field. So I wouldn't run them near field. And they're a big speaker anyway. So in a medium to large size room, I think they'll rock. You may want to play around with tweeter because they have the ring tweeter, a little bit different than a soft dome. Really good. Really good. What do you think of Parasound? I think Parasound's good. Ever intend to review? I did a Parasound, I think, full-on amp. It was a Class D Parasound amp. Very good. Had all sorts of functionality. Had bass management on it. So I think I've only done one Parasound product. Ooh, been thinking about buying some Focal. Never heard any in person. Thoughts on their quality price? The only Focals that I spent any time with were the most affordable bookshelves. And they were pretty bright. And so really up in the 1-2K area, very, very forward. And that type of speaker sounds good, like initially, but then after a while, if you're running them probably 75 to 85 dB, it would give me listening fatigue personally. For some, the effect of burn-in is the effect of acclimation to the sound signature of a certain speaker, really the distortion signature. I've heard that too, and I can get on with that theory too, because there's been some headphones that I had. Actually, they're Audeze headphones. I bought the Audeze. They had a gaming headphone, and I remember I put it on, and I just thought it sounded terrible. But after about 2 or 3 songs, I thought that, okay, well, these sound better. And then I would take them off and I put them back on, and these, oh my God, these sound terrible. And then after 2 or 3 songs, they start to sound good. I think where that argument somewhat doesn't hold a lot of water, though, is when you're testing driver, like the Thiel Small parameters, and they vary greatly from a brand new speaker to a speaker that's been burned in for hundreds, if not thousands of hours. So, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, I don't care one way or the other. The only thing I do know is that I've had 3 instances really, where speakers I definitely know they've changed. One was a car audio speaker, and it was a Focal speaker, incidentally. So when I first put them in, I remember and they were door speakers, right? So I had woofer down on the door, tweeter at top. Tweeter never really changed. But the woofer was so thin, like it just didn't make a ton of bass. And I remember having to cross them over much higher than I would have liked to. And then I remember as I had them and as I played them, I'm like, I can cross these over lower. So I went from like 100 hertz crossover all the way down to an 80 hertz crossover on those Focals. So whatever happened allowed me to literally change the crossover points on my subwoofer amp, which leads me to believe that's not me getting used to their sonics. It was actually me being able to cross them over lower because they started actually making some bass. The other one was the ELAC Unify 2.0. And I mean, it took a while, but generally, if I'm getting used to the sonics of a speaker, it doesn't take nearly as long as it did when I think they finally burned in. The other one was a pair of Meze, I think they're called the Solos. They were an IEM. And I had this conversation with another reviewer that had them too, because we were both lamenting about how terrible they were. And then I turned them on and just threw them in a drawer for a couple of days running, and then I put them back on. So that was definitely not me getting used to the Sonics because I didn't listen to them. I listened to them initially. They didn't sound as good as I wanted them to. Burned them in for about 20 hours, put them in, and they sounded very different. So for me personally, I don't really have a dog in the fight. If people think there's no such thing as burning, there's no such thing as burning for them. Fine. But my experience has differed. And I'm not telling you to believe what I believe, but that's just my experience. Karsten, what is the most ridiculous thing at CAF? Like the magic box of tone. This year I was kind of busy with work, so I didn't get a chance to kind of seek out any of the craziness. It's the kind of the usual suspects there, though. I mean, it's not like there's a bunch of new companies or anything that I saw, and nobody was like, "Hey, you gotta go see this." Sorry, I got the yawnies. Most ridiculous thing at CAF. I didn't see anything crazy or of note this year. That was just like absurd. Karsten, thank you so much. KP, $10. Thanks for your time, effort, and humor. Keep up the great work. Why, thank you, KP. Should I high pass my SSCS 5s? How do I do it using a BT20A Pro? BT20A Pro. I don't think you can. BT20A Pro does not have a high pass filter. I think you should high pass them if you're running a subwoofer. Some subwoofers have the ability to do a high pass filter. The Emotiva, I can't remember which one it is, but that you can do a high pass filter on that sub. So what you do is you run out of your source into the sub, and then run RCAs out of the sub, and they'll put like a variable 60, 80, or 100 hertz crossover on it. But yeah. That's about one of the only ways you can do it. Question. What is this sub thing? Old 70s two-way system, no sub. Seems flat as all. Yeah, speakers in the 70s generally went lower. Enclosures were bigger. But as economics changed, as like building speakers overseas changed, speakers got smaller. And the funny thing is, I've boxed up a lot of speakers, and they almost always weigh 37 to 40 pounds boxed up. So they're building speakers to a specific weight as well as a specific size. And I think it has everything to do with how many they can fit into a shipping container. So, yeah. Old 70s two-way system, no sub, seems flat. Yeah, you probably need a sub, brother. And if you can find the specs on that, just check out and see what the low frequency roll-off is. And if they're sealed, then you're probably not going to get any boom boom. Acoustic theory. And to compare speakers, you need to use a set of common material that runs a wide gamut of styles and genres. But it should always be the same. Okay. My speakers cost me $200 secondhand a decade ago, and they're floor standards with ribbon tweeters and sound incredible. Nice. I love hearing that. Hope you can try the Mission 770 someday. That would be cool. I would love to get some missions in. Aren't they kind of expensive, though? Getting here late, so I missed what pissed you off. Yeah, you have to watch it back, man. I'm about done. I'm going to call this one good here in a bit. Hi from China, by the way. Hello, my Garrot. I don't get many Chinese viewers. You should get an Orchard Audio amp in. Very interesting design, and several say it's the best amp they've heard. I know Leo at Orchard Audio. I think his amps were a little bit pricey for me, but I'm starting to review some pricier things, so maybe I will. Matthew from NSW Australia. Very, very nice. Love Australia. It's almost noon here. Yeah. I have been to China 2007, I think. I went to, where was it? Xiamen? I think that's it. I think that's where it was. For work, of all things. Hey, Randy, Malaysia. Hey, I may be going to Malaysia in April. Hi from Chicago. Love your videos. I saw one reviewer's playlist of evaluation material, and it was hundreds of songs. No one is going to remember their auditory impression across that many tracks. 10 to 12 is the ideal number. There you go. So it is said, so it shall be, from Acoustic Theory. I don't know how many tracks I have on my test track playlist. When I do it, though, I mean, I line them both up and have a speaker switcher, and then just go click, 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 and I do my best to level match them. That's how I do it. And usually I'm not even listening to 10 or 12 full tracks. I'm listening to like 20 seconds of that track over and over and over and over again as I click back and forth. But that's just how I do it. The way I do it is not the right way to do it. I do not claim to know what the right way for anybody to do what they do. I respect their process. I don't like telling people what to do. It's none of my business. Best budget sub for music. Depends on what your budget is. If it's a really tight budget, I think Yamo makes some decent low price subs. If you have $400 and change, RSL makes a killer sub. SVS makes killer subs around $500. Emotiva had some more affordable subs, but I think they've sold out of that line. I think they're bringing in a new line. So yeah, we got some super chats I've missed. Brendan White, $5. Thank you. Looking to get a new set of front speakers, moving my Wharfedale Evo 4.1s to maybe rear surround. Any advice on this? You could get the matching Evo towers for the fronts if you like their sound. I had the 4.2s. Well, actually, I have the 4.1s actually right back there. It depends. I mean, if you want to be matchy, you can go with the Evos, but what's your budget and what do you like? Sorry, I'm getting tired. Like, what's your proclivity? What type of sonics do you like? If you like the 4.1s, you can be safe and go with the tower version of that. I'll tell you the speaker that really blew me away was the Wharfedale Diamond 12.4s. Like, that speaker was good, and they were $750 a pair. I don't know if they've changed. I don't know if they've gone up. Hikaru Swift, $5. Thank you. How would you rate the Encore B6 bookshelves on a scale of 1 to 10? Also, is it worth getting a receiver with room EQ if I sit next to my back wall bed? Are you talking about the Monolith B6? I think you are. If you're talking about the Monolith Encore B6, I was kind of ho-hum on those speakers when they first came out because I think they were $179 a piece. So for like $350, $360 a pair, I didn't think they were great. I thought they were very boomy on the bottom, and that carried into the mid-range, and so covered up a significant amount of mid-range clarity. I think they have since gone on sale way lower. So at their price, I think they're going to be okay. It's not going to change how they sound, though. But I think they were kind of going for a clone of, if I remember correctly, they have a really big waveguide, right? So I think they were trying to go after a clone of like the Buchard S400 Mark IIs or the P300s. And they didn't sound anything like them. So they were okay. I think if they're $150 a pair right now, it's okay speaker. You can run some EQ on it and get it sounding better. I think it is reasonable for companies to pay for a review as long as it's not paying for a positive review. It takes time to do a review, and I would pay for a review to compensate for your time. I don't agree. I just don't agree. Because when when I'm getting paid for a review, I mean, there's gonna be some expectation, right? Like, let's say I get paid for a review, and like my reviews are really loose, right? I'll be like, hey, it's made out of this, it comes in a couple of colors, and I don't go into like the technology aspect of the tweeter. I mean, it's a tweeter. It reproduces high frequencies. I don't care if it's decoupled from the speaker or not. I don't care if it's fluid filled with whatever it is. I don't care. I care about how it sounds. So if it sounds good, great. And I usually don't even read any of that marketing crap before I start doing a review anyway. I just listen to it. So I think this is me personally. I don't want money up front. If somebody takes money up front for their time, fine. But I've been able to make a living from this with never taking money up front by just doing my reviews. I'm not a freelance film guy, but if people get paid, get paid. They need to disclose it though. I mean, that's for FCC guidelines, regulations. And I think the thing about something, first of all, like how many reviews are you going to get paid for if you give like somebody negative reviews, right? Like if you're like, this is terrible. Like, okay, well, you're not getting that product again. Probably not working with that company again either. So I think there's probably some unspoken expectation about giving a decent review. But the one thing that I come back to with getting paid for a review is the customer, the viewer, doesn't have a choice in that matter. That choice was made between the manufacturer and the person making the content. And that's why I don't do it. That's why I do affiliate sales. That's why I do ads. That's why now I guess they do have a choice because I do sponsorships and I mark it before I timestamp it, usually if I remember to. So if somebody doesn't want to watch my sponsored content about Skillshare, about Squarespace, about Harry's Razors, they just skip over it. Somebody has a choice when they click on my affiliate link, right? You don't have to click on it. You don't have to buy it. By me taking money, the viewer has no choice in that regard. So that's why I don't do it. I mean, I remember people like talking like crap about affiliate links because that biases. Like, dude, I have an affiliate farm. Like, I have a whole list of stuff that I recommend and then I link whatever product I'm talking about. But I don't know, maybe if you're pro videographer or something, I get it, but I don't know. That's just how I do it. Like, people want to do it differently, they can do it differently. But I'm only telling you why I don't do it. Because I think the viewer should have the choice on whether to buy it or not. I think the viewer should have the choice. And I think people, and see, so we're talking semantics here too, okay? So the way that you wrote this, as long as it's not paying for a positive review, takes time to do a review, and I would pay for a review to compensate for your time. So when people say I'm getting paid for my time, then like there's some ambiguity on whether or not you even need to report that. Because then somebody can say, well, this is not pay to play. You're just paying for my time. So I think even the wording in that leaves ambiguity. So that's why I don't do it. I don't do it, but other people can do it. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. I don't know if you have a channel or not. If you want to do it. Awesome. I just think people need to disclose whether or not they're getting paid for their time to make a review. Anyway, any power speakers you know of that are good and not made in China? Well, I mean, I love the Klipsch 7s and the Klipsch 9s. Love them. I think they're made in China, though. I don't know. I mean, they got real wood veneer. They're nice because I just actually took the nines and put them in my garage. I'm cleaning out the house a bit, and I love those speakers. What other powered speakers did I really love? I think there's one other one that I kind of liked. Oh, the U-Turn. U-Turn makes some good powered speakers. Actually, I have Class AB amplification in them. I think they're probably still made in China, though. I don't know. Maybe they put them together in the U.S. I don't know. Did anyone see the latest 4K review of Michael Fremer's audio equipment? Mind blowing. I did not. I did not see that. I don't shoot in 4K because it literally eats up so much space on my hard drive. Like just shooting in 1080 eats up enough space. Anyway, can you listen to other music too? But to really form your impressions, you need that stable reference playlist. Yeah, man. I mean, how am I going to be able to judge the performance of a product if I'm listening to music that I'm not familiar with? And that's always my argument at like trade shows or, Exponent or something like that. Someone will come out and be like, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I'm like, you don't know what you're hearing. That's not your music, not your room, and not your electronics, and not your speaker. There is zero chance you have any idea what that sounds like. So I think at the very least to get an idea, if you sit near field, I mean like super near field in one of those places, and it's an amp that then maybe you get, and they're playing the music that you want to play, then I think maybe you can get an idea of how good it is. But for the most part, no. So yes, I use the same playlist. I use the same tracks almost all the time. And like I said before, I don't even listen to the track in its entirety. I listen to about 20 seconds of a certain part of that track that I'm listening for a specific thing in that track. And then I switch it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that's what I do. I mean, people can do whatever they want though. I really want an RSL sub. I don't blame you. They're great. You're doing a great job, Randy. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Leo. Thank you very much. I'm not saying no one is allowed to have fun. I don't know what that means. The RSL 12 looks like a bar. I have one, and it's the size of R2D2 without his legs if he was square. It's huge. And I really want to use it, but we're getting my living room to be like super clean, super tight, super uncluttered. So I'm still trying to figure out a place where I could put that sub. But yeah. Yeah. Acoustic Theory's got lots of stuff. Speakers from a certain brand will have a compatible house sound oftentimes, even if they are at different price points and perform to different levels in other respects. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think Klipsch has a house sound, but I'll say this about the Buchard S400 Mark IIs and the P300s. I thought they sounded very different. Almost 2200 there, Randy. 22. Oh yeah, 10. It is 2205. Man, I can't believe Navy lost. It was such a good game, though. I mean, Navy lost on like the 6-inch line. Like they almost scored a touchdown. Now, they would have had to go for 2 to tie, but it was a crazy game. I mean, Navy looked like crap the first half. First half, they looked terrible. I mean, Army was doing everything. And then finally, Navy was like, hey, maybe we should throw the ball. I ordered blemished RSL 12S today. Can't wait. Big Worm, you are in for a treat if you got a little bit of room, man. It's a big sub. My monoprice sub was free. Fabulous. I love free subs. $5.55 in Finland now. Ooh, I like it. I'm heartbroken about the Emotiva selling out. The 8-inch would have been perfect for my desk and sold out literally the day I decided to buy. Ugh, yeah. Sometimes you got to move on those things. For dual sub layouts, do you wire them stereo or dual mono? For dual sub layouts, do you wire them stereo or dual mono? I think it depends on what you want. Like I have a Emotiva RMC1L, and it has a option for a center, a right, and a left sub. And it's a balanced output. So that would run in stereo. But I'm only running one. Actually, I'm not even using the RMC1L right now. I just have a Pioneer VSXV or something like that, 305, which is on sale. Great sale right now. So it's just mono. So it's just summing everything and sending it over. Love your channel, Randy. Nearly 4 a.m. here in England, and I can't keep my eyes open any longer. Catch you next time. Get some sleep, my friend. C2 Center sold out. I should have bought that. Oh, man. Imagine if you did a review on that box of rocks and was all serious about it. Too bad you can't, but some of us would absolutely love it. Good night, everybody. I think I'm going to call it a night, too. Let me see if I missed any super chats. Oh, I think I did. How would you rate the Wharfdale 12.4s on a scale of 1 to 10? Price point, $750. I don't know, 8, 9. They're really good. I mean, they had more top end than I thought they were going to have, and they were way more dynamic than I thought they were going to be. Because the 12.2s sounded really good, really neutral, but just didn't have the dynamics and the top end extension. I just thought the 12.4s were great, and they're big too. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was the height that got everything just perfect. But yeah, I really like the 12.4s. Looking for a bookshelf to run with a Sketch Record 2-watt desktop amp. Any thoughts? Any high efficiency desktop speakers? You have to look at Klipsch, even though I think they fudged their numbers a bit. But you'll probably be surprised. Anything, I mean, stay away from like the Mica RB42s, which are 83 dB. I think you'll be surprised. Anything probably above 88 dB, probably going to do all right, especially in a desktop, situation. I mean, if you're trying to drop bombs, though, like big bass hits, it's going to suck up that 2 watts fairly quickly. Modi versus SU1. Good question. I'd have to compare them. SU1's really special. I mean, I really like that thing. Rule of thumb: never trust reviewers that don't have anything negative to say. I think I know where you're coming from, but there's a lot of reviewers that if they get something in and they don't like it, they send it back. I've done that on a couple of occasions, or I just haven't done the review. Negative reviews are a difficult thing. Like some people, there's some part of the audience loves negative reviews. Some don't. I mean, I did a pretty negative review on the PSPs, Alpha IQs. I still think there's like the negativity didn't necessarily come from the speaker or the performance of the speaker, with the exception of the mid-range. However, if they would have mid-range controls in the Bluesound app, then there's something you can do about it. But there's just nothing to do. Nothing to do about it unless you're putting an EQ. And that was my point. Like Weem has an EQ, so you could hook a Weem up to this and make it sound better. And you're paying more, but you're also losing the value proposition because you're not using Bluesound anymore. So that was my point. I thought the speaker was overpriced for what it was. I thought there was mid-range clarity issues, and there wasn't a way to kind of dial it in to eliminate that. Also thought they were just small. Like you can kind of tell, like there was so ELAC came out with a powered speaker, 4-inch woofer. Cambridge came out with 4-inch. I mean, U-Turn came out with 4-inch. You know, I can't remember their name. Starts with a name. A whole bunch of people came out with a 4-inch powered speaker, and they all looked very similar. That's why I love Klipsch, the 7s and the 9s. Like those are not similar to anything anybody else is coming out. So when multiple manufacturers come out with something that looks very similar with similar functionality, sometimes like I just think, is all this stuff coming out of the same building or the same couple of buildings and just being kind of a little bit different? But I don't know. I just thought at the retail of $1,300, I mean, you can get a pair of Klipsch 7s. Now, you don't have a streamer, but you could buy a Wing Mini, slap that on there, run the optical out into the internal DAC. I mean, there's so many things you could do. Like, I would take the 7s all day, every day over the Alpha IQs. And it doesn't even come with a streamer, but I can add a streamer for next to nothing. Here we go. Dominique Fiera. Buy from somewhere with a good return policy, and the viewer can make their own decision. I have said this over and over and over again. That is the absolute best way to get something that you know you like. Don't take my word for it. I mean, some people buy things off of my recommendations. They get it home, they like it. They say, yeah, you're pretty accurate with your assessment. But that's what I would do. If you're interested in 2 speakers and you got money on the credit card, buy them both. Send back the one you don't want and then get a refund. If you have a piece of equipment, you're wondering whether or not the piece that you're interested in is going to sound better than your existing equipment, buy the new one. A/B it. If it's not, send it back. I used to do that at the beginning of the channel when I didn't get anything sent to me. I bought everything, and then some of the stuff I sent back because I didn't think that was kind of like, it was a battle royale because I could only afford to have certain things in here. So if I brought something in and then it was better, then what I would do is I'd sell the other one or return the other one if I had an opportunity. But yeah. Look at this. Akira Swift, how would you rate the Warptail 12? Okay, we already did that one. I love him, love him, love him. I am so sorry I didn't get to everybody's questions tonight. As you can see, there's quite a few. And of course, I have to give preference to people that are supporting the channel, super chat wise. And I understand if you can't support the channel monetarily. I just appreciate you watching and appreciate you sticking with me this long. Hour and 43 minutes. It's awesome. We had a good night tonight. I love all of you for watching. I appreciate all you watching, even if you don't like me. If you can, give me a thumbs up, maybe subscribe. The interesting thing is every time I do a live stream, I lose like a lot of subscribers. I think people just don't like me. Like when they get to know me, when I'm not doing a video, like not scripted, but like not a edited video. Like, this guy really sucks. I'm unsubbing from him. Anyway. Bunch of videos coming out through the rest of the month. So be safe. Have a good night. Have a good day if you're in China or the UK or wherever you're at. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.